St. Louis Cardinals, Chicago White Sox, and Los Angeles Dodgers make a big three-team deal. So in this deal, St. Louis, they get Eric Fedde, Tommy Pham in the trade. The Chicago White Sox get Miguel Vargas from the Los Angeles Dodgers and Jarrell Perez and Alexander Albertis, who are the number 17 and 23 prospects in the Los Angeles Dodgers system. And the Dodgers get Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech. This is a good deal for the St. Louis Cardinals and the Dodgers, both contenders, with the Cardinals one game out of the wild card. And we're going to start off with Eric Fedde. So Eric Fedde, after he went to the KBO last season, he came back to the major leagues and signed in the offseason with the Chicago White Sox, and he's been a solid pitcher this year. 121 and 2/3, 7-4 record, 108 Ks, a 3.11 ERA, 1.14 WHIP, and 10 quality starts. And now he adds another arm to the St. Louis Cardinal rotation, where they needed another pitcher in that rotation. They had Palante being their fifth start, and Liberatore at times filling in and starting. And they got a lot of veterans in this rotation: Kyle Gibson, Lance Lynn, Sonny Gray. So they definitely need another arm. Fedde's not a top of the rotation arm, but I think he'll fit in as a nice third or fourth starter for the St. Louis Cardinal team, especially in the division where there's not many great hitting teams. So in terms of fantasy baseball, I believe his value will be the same. We're obviously a little bit better, going from a 27 and 81 team, one of the worst teams of all time, in the Chicago White Sox, to a St. Louis Cardinal team right there in the thick of things for a wild card spot. So definitely a good landing spot for Eric Fedde. And it's not like he's the major acquisition where he's got to be the ace of the rotation. Like, say, if he went to a New York Mets or another club looking for a top-end rotation guy, he'll fit right in as that third or fourth starter. So Fedde, I like the landing spot for him. Now Tommy Pham coming along as well. And we know they needed another right-handed bat, was the St. Louis Cardinal team, and Pham definitely has some pop, and last season as well was a solid ad for the Diamondbacks at the Major League Trade deadline, going from the Mets to the D-backs. And this season for Pham, 5 home runs, 19 RBIs, 6 stolen bases, 33 runs scored, a 266 average, and a 330 on base. In terms of fantasy baseball, he's still not going to have value as Tommy Pham out there in 96% of fantasy leagues, but a corner outfielder who could hit lefties and has pop, like I said, and could steal some bases. That's what he's going to bring for the St. Louis Cardinal team. And with a lot of pedigree and playoff experience, like I said, helping the Diamondbacks get to the World Series and falling short to the Texas Rangers. I like Tommy Pham going to St. Louis and someone who mashes lefties. Now to the Dodgers, they got Tommy Edman from the St. Louis Cardinals. And Edman, he's been out the whole season with the injury, but he's been on rehab assignment, and the Dodgers, they need help in the infield. I know Edman played center field last season a majority of the year for the Cardinals, but usually second and shortstop are his main positions. And we know right now this Dodger team, they're banged up big time at those positions. Miguel Rojas, he's out. Mookie Betts, he's been out for multiple weeks now, and who knows for sure when he's coming back. And they're starting Nick Ahmed at shortstop. So Tommy Edman be off rehab assignment any day now or any week, and he could help this Los Angeles Dodger team. Someone who could steal bases, someone who's going to score runs, and has good on-base percentage and very versatile. But in terms of fantasy baseball, I think deeper leagues, 12-team leagues, 14-team leagues is where he'll add value is Tommy Edman, because right now they need help at that shortstop and second base position. Even though Gavin Lux, he's been playing better of late, but I think Edman, they'll plug him right in. It's his Dodger team once he's off the rehab assignment. Even though he's missed the whole season, it might take him a little while to get things going, but he's still a valuable player with his versatility, base stealing ability, and scoring runs. So I like Tommy Edman's landing spot, and there's going to be no pressure, obviously, in a starting lineup with a lot of all-stars over there. And then to add Michael Kopech as well to the back end of the bullpen, either as the closer or the setup man, we'll see. But the Dodgers, they definitely needed help. And then you get a guy who throws 100 miles per hour to get in the back end of that bullpen with Daniel Hudson, Evan Phillips, and now you got Kopech on the season, 43 and 2/3, 2-8 record, 9 saves, 59 Ks. I know the ERA isn't good though, 4.74 and a 1.35 WHIP, but like I said, he's going to fit right in, I think, with this Dodger team. Hard throwing righty, and he's just got to get that ERA down, and the WHIP control's been an issue for Kopech, but I think things are going to change, going from the worst team in the league to one of the best teams in the league. But in terms of fantasy baseball, obviously, if he's not the closer for this Dodger team, he'll only have some value in roto leagues where you have a lot of relievers. In the deep leagues, obviously, is Michael Kopech, but definitely an arm this Dodger team needed in the back end of the bullpen with a lot of injuries and just question marks at the closer position as well. where possibly he could step in. So now for the White Sox, they get Miguel Vargas, former top prospect in the Dodgers system. He barely played this season in the major leagues. 3 homers, 9 RBIs, 11 runs scored, a stolen base, a .239 average, and a .313 on base. And then you get the number 17 and 23 prospects from this Dodgers system. So I think the Dodgers, they didn't really overpay in this deal. They gave up 3 players, but nothing over the top, I believe, where these were top of the line prospects and blue chippers, where they still got their top prospects as Los Angeles. Obviously, I believe they're going to go out there and try to get one of these starters, maybe a Garrett Crochet from this Chicago White Sox team, maybe go all in on Tyreek Skubal, but I believe they're not done as the Los Angeles Dodgers. And this fills their team needs, getting a guy who could play the infield, playing the outfield in Tommy Edman, and getting a power arm in the back end of the bullpen. And for the Cardinals, they needed another solidified starter in that 4th or 5th role, and also to get a right-handed bat that matches lefties. So a good trade for the St. Louis Cardinals. Dodgers, but I think a little underwhelming in this deal for the Chicago White Sox, giving up 3 players and not getting one top 10 prospect from the Dodger system. So a 3-team deal. St. Louis Cardinals get Fetty and Pham. Dodgers get Tommy Edman, Michael Kopech, and the Chicago White Sox get Miguel Vargas and 2 other prospects. And we'll see how this helps the Cardinals and Dodgers for the remainder of the 2024 season and enter in the playoffs if the Cardinals can get in there.